Hi y'all, this is Sharon Day of Ghost Hunting Theories, and today's Vlog Friday. Thought I would discuss today the situation of para-television. And is it good? Is it bad? What do we need? What's wrong with it? Will it just go away? There's a lot of different questions there. What I'll say is I grew up in the era of In Search Of. It was a really well done show for the 70s, considering that para-subjects were fairly new to the public. Now that we're a little bit more seasoned with it, what do we need? I don't like to see shows that give bad habits. I don't like to, knock specific shows, but shows that use the same technique week after week after week, rushing in for a night or a weekend and disrupting everything and expecting results is ludicrous. And ones that promote that they know how Sasquatch works or how ghosts work, not good. We don't need bad habits, and we're getting nowhere in the field because of it. So please, out of the box thinking. Either have a show in which you bring in different experts, try different things, think outside the box. Don't act like you know what any of this is, because we really don't. Be real about it. Maybe we might find something refreshing and new. And you might also be setting a really good example for children that this is more than just belief. Belief would be passing on, here's how ghosts work, here's what Bigfoot does. That's belief. I don't want belief. I want the children to be thinking in terms of, gee, if I were living in the woods, why would I knock on wood? Would I knock on wood? Would I respond to a stranger knocking on wood? I want them to start thinking outside the box. I want them to be open. And I mean, this is a field in which there's nothing set in stones, and we're not getting anywhere. And here's why we're not getting anywhere. Researchers are not going to discover Bigfoot. They're not going to discover ghosts. I'm going to predict that right now. And the reason is because they go in for the weekend and they disrupt things. They're not of that area. They're strangers. They're not familiar with the area. The area is not familiar with them. So what I would like to see in television would be what I would call habituation situation. I want to see a rural family that plants their garden and knows that Bigfoot's going to pilfer it. Maybe they even plant a garden just for Bigfoot so they can have it in the summer. Maybe they wake up in the morning and they find footsteps, muddy prints on their sidewalk. Maybe their children hear them in the woods. They're used to the interactions. I want to know the family. I want to know how the family gets used to interacting. I want to know how Sasquatch and ghosts get used to families. These are the kinds of things that we need to do. We need to actually get in there with the people who are living there. And I want to get to know those people. I want to know their dynamics. I want to know why things were active for a month and then they were really quiet. This is how we're going to learn. And it's also interesting. I mean, it would sell. You've got reality. People get hooked on families, but then they get really hooked on families that think it's perfectly normal to live with ghosts and Sasquatch. So that's the kind of thing I'd like to see, honestly. As far as informative, the History Channel seems to be the only one that I can honestly say has repeatedly done really good shows. They did UFO Hunters, they did Monster Quest, now they have Search for the Lost Giants, my favorite show. What I love about that too is the Vieira brothers are absolutely consumed with finding giants, finding proof of them. We're not stupid, we're not crazy, we're not imagining this. There's too much evidence for it to not be real, so let's freaking prove it. So their drive it's really refreshing. We're not talking about egos that are posing for the camera. In fact, for them, the cameras are sort of incidental. They just happen to be there. But isn't it cool? Because if something actually happens, we can document it if the Smithsonian doesn't get a hold of the video. But otherwise, this is the kind of thing that we need. We need intelligent shows. We need shows by people who are passionate about what they're doing. I don't want to see their egos getting in the way. I don't want to see them bickering and fighting and all this kind of other stuff going on. I don't care about those dynamics. I just want people that seriously are passionate about what they do. They're not sleepwalking through every show, and we see that a lot in the para shows. Think about some of those para shows out there. They're sleepwalking through it. And the Vieira brothers are incredibly alert because they're doing what they're passionate about and for the right reasons, for knowledge, and perhaps to even disrupt the history that we've been told. Bless their souls. So these are the kinds of things that we need. But as far as research, it's a bad example to tell people either how ghosts work, how Bigfoot works, or that going in for just a weekend or a night is going to do any good. It's just not going to do any good at all. So I'm really quite sick of those shows, and I simply won't watch them. And hopefully that's how we get the good ones on. And thank you, History Channel, very much for being oh, so above the rest. If only others could follow you, and get rid of the stupidity, and treat us like intelligent people with a passion for the subjects, because parageeks really have a passion for the subjects.